If you entrust me with the presidency, I will draw on the best of us, not the worst. I will be an ally of the light, not the darkness. United, we can and will overcome this season of darkness in America. We'll choose hope over fear, facts over fiction, fairness over privilege.
That was Joe Biden reading really big font. Well, remember when Joe Biden promised hope and optimism? Well, just 6 months into his presidency, optimism is at an all-time low. A brand new poll coming out just now shows that 55% of the public are pessimistic about where the country is headed, a 20-point decline from April. That's an ABC News poll. Fox News contributor Lara Trump is here to react. Lara, thank you so much for being here this morning. Those numbers, brand new. Did they surprise you at all?
No, I'm actually surprised they're not worse than that. It has really become clear that people have major buyer's remorse with our most popular president in the history of America. 81 million votes. Remember, guys, I say that facetiously.
Yes, and a half-full CNN audience. They couldn't even fill a small auditorium.
Right, that's exactly right. But I mean, the reality is it's only taken 6 months for Joe Biden alongside Kamala Harris to really start to run America straight into the ground. You see how quickly we have had gas prices skyrocketing, massive inflation. The reality is that we are paying people to stay home instead of going to work. Small businesses are having a really hard time coming back right now. We are looking weak now in the eyes of not just our adversaries, but our allies around the world. We have had at least 1 million illegal immigrants flow over our southern border, and that's just that we know of. Now, 6 months into the Biden-Harris administration. So, no, I am not surprised that the majority of the American people are pessimistic about the future of America. And how sad, because it wasn't too long ago under President Trump that this was all reversed. It was the other way. People were very optimistic. There were jobs flourishing. We felt very positive about the future of America. And now here we are. So really sad, but again, not surprising. We kind of knew if you gave the reins to a man like Joe Biden, who has a hard time figuring out exactly where he is, this is the result.
Yeah, for sure. At least we don't have those mean tweets. That's a bonus. That's the upside, apparently, of all of this. When you talk about buyer's remorse, though, Laura, you talk to a lot of people. What aspect of that, what policy do you think people are missing the most, which leads to this pessimism, which, by the way, pessimism when the media is covering for them at every step also?
Yeah, it's true. Well, I mean, I think it's different for different people. Look, my parents are small business owners, and I can tell you that they, along with a lot of Americans who have small businesses, have had a really hard time finding workers. Again, back to the point about paying people to stay home. You think about the result of allowing people to just free flow over our southern border. It trickles down to every facet of American life, our school system, our healthcare system, jobs across the country. The fact that we really are just not respected again, I think, anymore around the world like we were under President Donald Trump. He exuded strength. And to so many people, Joe Biden is the opposite of that. He exudes weakness around America. Whenever we're talking about re-engaging with Iran and the Iran nuclear deal, when we get back with the Paris Climate Accord, things that President Trump stood up to and said enough is enough, standing up to China and our adversaries all across the world, you're not seeing that happen with Joe Biden. And then what about Joe being the great uniter of people? In fact, we have seen the skyrocketing crime, the murders going through the roof all over our major American cities. What happened to that? I thought we were going to bring everybody together, Joe. Instead, the opposite has happened. So
the uniter can only pass
if you talk to different people.
With reconciliation in the U.S. Senate. Real quick, we just got information that we know Joe Biden stopped building the wall. What we didn't know is that it cost American taxpayers $2 billion so far not to build the wall, $3 million a day. And so apparently just another example of us paying people or paying contracts not to, build the wall that we need.
I mean, I've never heard of something more ridiculous. You go down to the southern border and you see that President Trump had built most of the wall. And by the way, it was already paid for. All Joe Biden had to do was nothing, and he could have just sat back and it would have been finished, it would have been completed. But you have these small sections of wall where you have the supplies laid down on the ground. All they've got to do is stand them up. Instead, we are paying, as you just said, $2 billion to have somebody come and guard those materials instead of erecting the full wall. Look, you can dispute a lot of things, but you can't dispute that under President Trump, we had really, really low numbers of border crossings. He had reversed the situation on our southern border. And now under Joe Biden, what a complete and total joke. The taxpayers are paying for this. And guys, that's not even going to, talk about what we're paying to bus and fly the illegal immigrants after they cross our southern border to any city, USA. It is also costing us millions and probably billions of dollars.
Yeah, who knows what that cost is? You're so right. Lara Trump, thank you so much for your time this morning. Appreciate it.